Hello, sirs and madams. PulseChain PLS 208X from day one sacrifice is my target. Derived. Yes, there are assumptions. You don't have to believe them. I could be way off, but at least it's some moon math hopium. So, how do we get 208X? Why that specific number? Let's go and dig deep. So, of course, we have to start with some basic assumptions. So, firstly, Bitcoin's got to go up. You know, if the store of value of the internet of currency doesn't go up, we are... You're getting nothing and I'm getting nothing and we've lost all our money and it's over. What about Ethereum? So this is also an important assumption. So when you hear my numbers and my targets, I will always remind you what they're derived from. But if you forget, just please keep it in mind. We need Bitcoin and Ethereum to pump, friends. If we don't get them to pump, we are all wrecked. So Ethereum, if it gets to $10,000, it's about 1 trillion market cap, right? We need this, man, around, we need this around here. But like, because of the EIP burning, the merge, you never know, man. We might get a supply shock way down the line for Ethereum, right? 2025, 6, 7, somewhere there. And instead of 1 trillion, it might burst to 2 trillion for all we know. Maybe the burning is aggressive, right? And by the way, this affects our valuation big time. That's huge. 1 trillion difference. But you got to know, man, even the base case, you need 1 trillion market cap. If we don't get that, oh, man, it's going to be hard, friends. It's going to be hard. Because Ethereum brings in money from boomers. You got to understand that. That's why PulseChain, all our derivations, we need it now. It might not be the same in 10 years, but, man, we got to respect the king, okay? So, let's see. Cardano released nothing, did nothing, very small development activity, right? But amazing, it still went to about 100 billion market cap. Isn't that quite amazing, man? So Cardano went to 100 billion. So Cardano, all right. So let's just acknowledge Cardano was able to reach friendship status, all right? And I'm going to give it a trophy because you deserve it, man. You deserve it, Cardano. All right, just keep that in mind. What about BNB? BNB was also able to reach 100 billion as well. So Binance chain, right? Equals 100 billion and it deserves a trophy as well. So I need you to understand that it's possible to be 100 billion market cap, okay? And that is without Ethereum at 1 trillion. So we were still able to push there, okay? Very important to understand. So what about our Pulse chain? Let's go down. So by the way, Tron only hit 12 billion. So I just want you to know, right? We're going to go through the numbers, but if PulseChain did 670 million, so 0.67 billion, like if you just do 12 divided by 0, like if Tron, man, it's Tron. So like we should be able to beat Tron. That's an 18x for us from PulseChain, right? So that's just something to think about without even trying. All right, so let's go to the real critical issue numbers. So I have all this juicy information for you. Please subscribe, put me on bell because you ain't getting this anywhere else. All right, so PulseChain, we raised $670 million of non-origin address money. Real money, wink, wink, okay? But how many people sacrificed? It was 40,000. And this is the ultimate difference. I want you to understand, right? So we got to dig deep into the pain. Let's go into a weekly chart so you can actually feel the pain. No, you know what? A daily, you got to feel the pain. So, oh man. So, PulseChain sacrifices down here. Everything capitulated. Only 40,000 people were interested, okay? Everybody was wrecked. It was over, man. And by the way, it really was over. So, we only had 40,000 people come in, 670 million. But then we had the double fake top, the scam pump, right? The absolute scam. And then PulseX raised around here, right? It was around here. So remember, we had the euphoria of going up here. So then PulseX was able to raise $1 billion. So it was able to raise 50% more than PulseChain, even though it's just like a DEX versus a layer 1 chain. And traditionally, based off how the market value stuff, we give more valuations in the previous bull market to layer 1 chains. I don't think that's going to happen forever, but that's just how it is right now, right? We need some cool applications to be made. So that's what happened. So that explains why, right? We had 40,000 people in PulseChain, sorry, 40,000, and then we had 140,000 up here. So that just gives you the difference, of people who come in because you get a euphoria wave, right? So it's where the key difference comes in. So 40,000 people. So if you sacrificed to PulseChain, congratulations. We are early. So we are early, at least reasonably early. And here we go. The actual number of wallets, 41,800. Metcalfes Law. We got to go through Metcalfes Law. The value of the network is the number of users squared. Okay? We can go and do this on the HEX price chart. HEX had 4,000 people at the start. We can use Metcalfes Law. From 4,000 to 120,000 people, you get a 30x user growth. You square 30x squared, 900. We can go and look at the magical HEX chart right now. I'm bringing it up. Here we go, right here from day one. Surprise, surprise. Keep your mittens and your cotton socks on because this formula is going to work. There you go. There's 900x. Isn't it amazing that if you were able to say, hey, we're going to go from 4,000 people to roughly 100,000 people, this is roughly where your price target would have been. Wouldn't it have been amazing if you could sit here back when HEX launched, right? And you're like, hey, man, I think we're going to have 100,000 people one day. I wonder what the price is going to be. If only you had a friend, someone to tell you what to do. If only. Well, no more if onlys. We're here right now. Isn't it amazing that this works? Crypto is a network effect. The community is the asset, not the code. Get it through your head. Get it through your socks. Get it through your underwear. You're not going to get this information anywhere else. Everyone else is a poopy head. But us, we are peanut brains. Okay? So yeah, it really is that simple. So let's go to the real numbers now. So that's why HEX went up 1,000x. Okay? HEX went up 1,000x because it had 4,000 people at the start. We have 10x that, friends. We have 10x that. Okay, so yeah, HEX did 1,000 to 2,000x from the start, but it had 10 times as less people. So we're going to unfortunately divide that 1 to 2,000x by 10. You're going to get your 100 to 200x. Okay, but let's go deeper. Let's go deeper, right? So 40,000 people here. Okay, where's my red arrow of friendship? All right, here we go. 40,000 people. I'm just going to assume because SHIB went from 10,000 holders in January 1st, 2021 to 1.2 million holders by December 31st, 2021. So if SHIB was able to get to 1 million holders, I think PulseChain can. And I did this for the same in my PulseX video. You should go back and watch that too. So if we go to 1 million people as well, that's a 25x of user growth. If you square 25x, it's 625x. Now, your jaw is dropping, so is mine, and that is a very big number. If you do 0.67 billion, which was what we raised, times 625x, you get a $418 billion market cap. Now, I'm going to be honest, the last bull market, it haunted me. I'm traumatized, okay? A lot of things let me down. We got scammed. And I learned the trick, friends. I learned the trick. So instead of 625x, I learned what to do. Whatever your friend Somi's bull target is, you divide it by 3, okay? This is what I call blunting the horns, okay? So they're the opposite of sharpening. We're making them a bit bludgeoned around the edges, okay? I want them to be horny and sharp, but I just want to protect ourselves, man. I don't want you, when you're up 100 to 200x, to be going, oh, but you said 600x. I don't want you to think about that because it's a long way down. Minus 90% is a long way down. We are down for 15 months in a row. HEX is down 97%. Do you want, imagine you're up 100x on PulseChain, you didn't get anything out, and now you're 15 months later, you're down 95%. And then you've got to listen to everyone saying, oh, but you're up 5x, but you're up 5x. No, I don't want you to be in that position, man. I don't want you to be in that position, okay? I'm just looking after you here. So that's where I get my 208x from. The real number is actually 600x, 625x. But I'm just like, that number just sounds so big. I'm going to divide it by 3. So just take something out. Take something out. Maybe look at yourself and go, you know what? Worst case worst, if it drops from here, at least I'll get a third out. Whatever. Or maybe you get 50% out. Just don't be thinking it's only starting. That's what I'm just saying. The main point is not, try to guess the top or the bottom. I'm just trying to tell you, at 200x, if you actually see 100 to 200x, you're not early anymore. Okay? You're not. Please. Everybody who got in on day one sacrifice is a peanut brain, but everybody who gets in after 100x, they're poopy heads. And don't ever forget that. And remember, the most important assumptions of all, without these, we go nowhere. This requires Ethereum at 10K to 20K, which is 1 trillion to 2 trillion market cap. And we need enthusiasm about smart contracts, all right? So, a bonus, right? So, since my PulseChain target, it's 200x, PulseX is 49x, you get a ratio of about 4 PLSX to 1 PLS. And that's basically the target. So that's about your 100x, 200x target. I really think it's possible, but unfortunately, we are just a function of everyone who sacrificed with us. So we're kind of lucky. If you're in PulseChain, obviously I wish I went way harder in it, way harder. All right, I did as best as I could, but man, like if I knew the whole industry was literally going to go to freaking shit, I would have done way harder. But you know, 670 million sacrificed with us. It would have been great if only 200 million sacrificed for PulseX. But unfortunately, we got 1 billion. So we literally had, from what I wanted versus who participated, there's 5 times as much competition. That's how you got to think about it. So the good thing is for PulseChain, I mean, we should be worth a couple of billion off the bat. But people are going to take profit and people are going to like paper hand. You don't know what's going to go on at the start. So these numbers, it's going to be a roller coaster ride. We're going to hold this, and there's obviously some key assumptions made, right? We have advantages, okay? So my final message, advantages. Right, 1, less than, so PulseChain, I'm going to write this down, right? PulseChain advantages, only 40,000 sackers, that's 1, okay? Let's delete these, only 40,000 sackers is 1 big advantage. Number 2, first cycle, okay? Number 3, bootstrap from HEX community. This is huge, okay? Huge. So with these advantages, we should be able to get that. And if we don't and we lose all our money, well, I salute you, friends. It was nice knowing you. Until next time.